Hello there, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Today I thought I'd talk about actually the most complimented fragrances in my collection throughout maybe the last 1 to 2 years, depending on the fragrance. Some of them are pretty new in my collection, and some of them I have been wearing for a lot of years, basically. So these are the fragrances that actually women have complimented me on when I've been wearing these. And some of them is boring. I can't help it. I have to be totally transparent that these ones just give a lot of compliments, basically. So if you're into that and just want to know how my life is and what women like on me personally, it might not be the ones that they love on you. But anyways, let's just jump into this. And the first one that is pretty not new in my collection. I've been having this fragrance back in the day, but I didn't really like it at first spray. And that's why I didn't bought the full bottle, but I thought I'd try it again. And this is Chanel Allure Homme Sport. I just have it in a little bit bigger sample here, actually, that I switched with a friend who had it in a big bottle, and he got a lot of my creative enters, so we switched fragrances. And I tried this again, and I think it's okay. It's not one of my personal favorites, but it gets me a lot of compliments from women, especially when we've been outside in like a little bit more of a environment, like a club environment, bar and that situation, and they think it's pretty fresh, but it still has this sweetness that they think is very alluring, and some people say it's very sexy. I don't really know what you guys think of this fragrance, but it is a good fragrance that gets me a lot of compliments, and it is pretty young smelling. So if you're a young guy and you like Chanel fragrances, maybe this one is something for you. Anyways, that was the first one. I have to put out my gum here. The second one is not a... you know this fragrance, of course. It's Percival from the perfume house Parfums The Marley. And this one is very similar to a couple of designer fragrances that you can also buy. For example, Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce is very similar to this one. Personally, I like this more. So this wasn't really a surprise that women love this, and I don't think it's just on me. You can wear it, and of course women will love this on you as well. Very appreciated type of fragrance, very blue fragrance, safe for office work, safe for the club, also safe for any type of occasion. Next one is a fragrance that I haven't had that long, but I've been wearing it now when it's a little bit colder here in Sweden. The temperature drops pretty heavy now, or pretty fast, I would say, here in Sweden. And this is a typical winter, autumn type of fragrance. This is Hugo Boss, the scent, and Absolute, I think it's called, yeah, the scent Absolute. And this is a very sweet and fruity fragrance with a little bit spices, of course, a little bit dark chocolate in this one, and also some nuts. I don't know if it's hazelnut or whatever it is, but it is very long-lasting on my skin, actually, and it projects pretty well. This is a playful type of winter fragrance, in my opinion, that smells a little bit sweeter than your typical winter fragrances. It's not bold fragrance, so if you want a safe fragrance for the winter time that isn't so bold and so heavy on the nose, try that one. Next one is a brand from Sweden, actually, that I haven't been wearing that long because I just got to try these fragrances. And this brand is called Essence, and they have a lot of fragrances that reminds... It's not a clone brand, but they reminds me of a lot of popular fragrances. They're not actually 100% clones, but they're very similar. And this is not a paid review at all. They just wanted me to know if I want to try the fragrances, and of course. And yeah, I got some compliments for this one. This is called Spicy Pepper, and this one reminds me a lot of the classic Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette, but this one is very long lasting. All their fragrances is Eau de Parfum, and what I think is good with these type of fragrances is all their fragrances that I've tried, they have a transparent liquid, so you can spray it easily on clothes. You don't have to worry about stains or anything like that. So this one got me a lot of compliments the last 1.5 month, I think. But of course, it's a very popular DNA, so if you already have the original Dior Sauvage, it's not a necessary fragrance, of course, but this is a lot cheaper. It costs 350 crowns, which is approximately $35 for this bottle. Anyways, we move on, and we move on to my favorite fragrance for the cold, for the winter, for the snowy season. It is Valentino Umo the Classic. It's not the iris fragrance, it's just the chocolate, has some hazelnut in this one. There's some leather in the base also that I find very, very attractive because it doesn't get too cloyy on my skin. It is very sweet, but when it dries down, it gets on a very mature base, I would say, very elegant base with the leather, which makes it very attractive. So this one got some compliments now. When it was snowy a couple of days ago, I wore this and got the compliment. So that's another one. Another fragrance, I have to mention it, super boring to a lot of you guys, but this is of course Versace Eros. Still works if you only want compliments, and especially if you're a young guy and going out a lot and clubbing, hanging with friends. This is of course a no-brainer type of fragrance. Versace Eros is still a compliment-pulling fragrance. Next up is you could say the relative, or like the cousin to Versace Eros, and this is Ultra Male. It's not a fragrance that I wear so frequently, but when I do, I usually get compliments from girls. I don't know if it is in the scenario or the situation that I'm usually in when I wear this fragrance, like parties and very relaxed, laid-back type of environments, very playful situations. But I get compliments because it sticks out a bit because it is very playful, candy-like, sweet. And when a lot of people smells like sweat, when we've been dancing a lot, I think it is a fresh breeze or a positive experience for a lot of girls when you smell very sweet and very playful like this one. So that's why I think they like it. Another one is of course Dior Homme the Classic, or not the Classic, but yeah, the 2020 edition. And this is a perfect fragrance for me in the summertime. I wore this to the midsummer here in Sweden when we went away and rented a cabin, or a house, maybe it's more accurate to say. And everyone loves this one, and got a lot of compliments even from the younger girls. Now I see my battery is very low, so I'm gonna be quick to the last two ones. Last two fragrances. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, very appreciative fragrance. Yeah, don't have to say a lot about this fragrance, of course. A lot of compliments from this one. Very elegant, very luxurious type of smelling fragrance. Last very long time on my skin, still appreciated by a lot of women and men. And the last one on this list, office fragrance, my to-go-to office fragrance. It's not super cool, it's not super expensive either, so if you just want a grab-and-go type of fragrance, you can wear this all over the world, every type of situation that you're in. Doesn't matter if you are at work or traveling by bus, plane, whatever. If you just want to smell attractive, manly, fresh, and clean, this is a great alternative. So these were my fragrances, my top 10 fragrances that women actually have gave me a lot of compliments on. The last years, the last months, all mixed up together, and some of these I don't really appreciate myself that much anymore, but some of them I wear very frequently, all the week through. Maybe something like the Valentino Umo is something that I've been wearing a lot the last weeks. So that was my little video today. Hope that you are feeling great, guys, and let me know in the comments which one is your most appreciated fragrance or most complimented fragrance this fall/winter time. And if you want to know my favorite fragrances from all different categories, I have them linked in the description below if you want to buy them now for a good price for the upcoming holiday. Maybe you're going to give someone a gift or so on. Check down below in the description, and I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.